Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Sunsplashed Wrigley Field in Chicago as we go to Game 11 of the Chicago Cubs. We've been doing the White Sox so long. The Chicago Cubs season replay that's being done in conjunction with the White Sox replay. Finished up the last couple games on the PC to get the Cubs up to speed. We're at April 23rd now. After 10 games, the Cubs are 6-4. The wind was really blowing out at Wrigley in the previous game. There were a total of, I believe I counted 12 home runs. You heard it right, 12 home runs in the game between the Phillies and the Cubs. And I played it on the computer but kept the score on the scorebook. And final score in that game was 14-13 in favor of the Cubs. They held on despite Gary Maddox, who had 3 home runs in the game, including a 2-run shot. Including a 3-run shot, a 2-run shot off of Bruce Sutter, who came in with a 3-run lead, but he still got the save because he got the final out. So that was on the 19th. There's been I don't know if there was a rain outs or something like that, but the next scheduled game is now 4/23. The opponent is the Cincinnati Reds, and we'll go through the starting lineups. I've got the computer to my left, so I'm going to be scoring it on the computer along with the book as well, but the computer is also going to help me out. I've actually got all the cards. I don't need a player image of anybody in this game. I've got all the cards, but the computer will still help me out because I want to go back later and input it into the computer. I can just do it now. The game day roll was good weather, so wind again is going to be blowing out at Wrigley. Singles are 1-15, home runs 1-20. So ballpark check, home run, it's going to happen. All right, let's look at the starting lineups. First, beginning with the visiting Cincinnati Reds, managed by Sparky Anderson. Leading off and playing third base is Pete Rose. Batting second in right field is Ken Griffey. Hitting third at second base is Joe Morgan. Batting cleanup in left field is George Foster. Batting fifth and playing first base is Dan Dreesen. Hitting sixth and catching is Johnny Bench. Shortstop batting seventh is Dave Concepcion. Cesar Geronimo is in center. He will hit eighth. And batting ninth and using pitcher hitting card number 2 will be the pitcher, Pat Zachary. And Pat Zachary, of course, was included in that Tom Seaver trade, but as of April 23rd, he's still with the Reds. Combined totals, he was 13-10 with a 4.25 ERA on the 77 season. For the Cubbies, leading off will be the shortstop, Ivan DeJesus. Batting second in left field is Jose Cardinal. Hitting third in his first game of the year after coming off the injury list, Bill Buckner is at first base. Bobby Mercer will bat cleanup and play right field. Jerry Morales is in center. He will hit fifth. Manny Trio is the second baseman. He will hit sixth. Steve Ontiveros at third will hit seventh. George Mitterwald, the catcher, will hit eighth. And batting ninth, using pitcher hitting card number 4, will be right-hander Bill Bonham. And on the 77 season, Bill Bonham, 10-13 with a 4.36 ERA. And ironically, he will be playing for the Reds in a couple of years. But as of right now, in 1977, he is with the Cubbies. The other thing the computer is going to help me do is it's going to give me the up-to-date player stats, so I can kind of give those to you as the game goes along. So you almost, hopefully will feel a little bit more like you're watching a in-season broadcast. So it's going to be Pete Rose and Bill Bonham. So Bill Bonham, let's get him out of the shadows are a little bit, might be a little hard hitting out of the shadows today, but we'll see how that goes. We got our first batter of the game, Pete Rose, will be facing Bill Bonham. Rose on the season only hitting .208, 1 homer and 10 RBIs. Bill Bonham in the replay is 1-1 with a 2.84 ERA. So the first pitch is a 6-9, and Bonham facing the switcher to Rose. 6-9 is going to be a double. So Pete Rose leads off the game with a double. And the Reds off to a good start. So it's going to take me a few seconds between at-bats because I'm doing the computer, entering the computer and on the score sheet. So Rose gets that at-bat, that double. And here's Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey. I'm hoping this comes up on camera with the sun. It's maybe kind of hard. We'll see. Hopefully it's coming out okay. It looks okay through the camera, but you know, the actual recording you never can tell. All right, let's roll the D20 first, see if there's anything on it. Nothing happened on the D20s. Here's Ken Griffey. Griffey on the season is hitting .340 with 2 homers and 11 RBIs. It's a 1-4 against a right-hander. That's a split chance. 1-16 will be a single. 17-20, he lines to second. It's a 13. It's a single 1 star. So runners are now at the corners with nobody out. But the Reds certainly have something cooking here in the first inning against Mr. Bonham. And that will now bring up Joe Morgan. Little Joe didn't do... Yeah, he had an okay 77 season. He was 22 homers, 78 RBIs, and hit .288, so pretty good season. On the replay, he's hitting .311, no homers, and 3 RBIs. Infielders at double play depth, they will certainly give up the run to get 2 outs. Nothing on the D20. Let's go to Morgan against Bonham. It's a 111. That's a pop out to second, so that's a big out for Bonham as Morgan pops out to Manny Trio. So we'll add that into the computer and the score sheet as well. P4. And that will bring up the very dangerous George Foster. Foster on the season hitting .348, 6 home runs, and 15 RBIs. Nothing on the 20. We get a 2-8. 2-8 is a ground ball pitcher A. That's a 1-4-3 double play. Just what the doctor ordered. And the inning is over. So, Bill Bonham pitches out of all that mess thanks to the twin killing. So, put it in the computer. It turns out to be, if I can get it correct here, the Strat PC game is not exactly user-friendly when it comes to putting things in. Certainly not like replay baseball computer game is. But I mean, it's better than what it used to be. But there's still, could be a little easier. But we move on what we have. All right, so the Reds are done here in the top of the first. And now we go to the bottom of the first. Pat Zachary is on the bump, and it'll be Ivan DeJesus. And DeJesus on the season replay is hitting .372, 2 homers, 4 RBIs. Zachary against DeJesus. We get a 6-7 righty Zachary against the righty DeJesus. 6-7. 1 is a double. Anything else will be a single. So DeJesus leads off the game with a leadoff single. And he could be looking to run. So a single for DeJesus. And we'll check his chances to get a lead. He needs a 2 through 7, 11, or a 12. 2 through 7, 11, or a 12. It's 10, so he does not get the lead, so he will not be looking to steal. Johnny Bench also has a -3 arm, so that might have something to do with it as well. All right, here's Jose Cardinal. And Cardinal's hitting a lowly 143 on the replay. 1 homer, 1 RBI. Nothing on the 20. Cardinal against Zachary. 3-6, righty on righty. It's a ground ball pitcher B, so that's a fielder's choice. We'll call it 1-4. He throws to Morgan covering. And they just switch places. Cardinal is now the runner at first. And DeJesus has been eliminated from the base paths. That'll bring up first baseman Bill Buckner, his first start of the season. He actually pinch hit in the previous game, but this is his first actual start. So obviously Bill Buckner is not going to have any batting average. He's hitting 0-0-0 because he's 0 for 1. We'll roll the D20, make sure nothing's happening there. It's not. So Zachary to Buckner. 4-8. 4-8 is a ground ball second base A. That's a double play. 4-6-3. So maybe should have done a hit and run or something, but hindsight is always 20/20 in those situations. But right now it is a Morgan to Concepcion to Dreesen twin killing, and but the Reds said, well, the Cubs, if you can turn 2, we'll turn 2 right with you. And both pitchers benefit from the twin killing. After 1 complete here at Wrigley, it is no score. And we'll go to the top of the second. It'll be Dan Dreesen, first baseman. He will lead things off against Bonham. As these shadows are moving around a little bit more here, it appears. All right, so Dreesen hitting 167 on the replay, 0 home runs and 3 RBIs. It's a 5-8. Dreesen is a lefty. 5-8 is a ground ball to second, so handled by Trio. And quickly, 1 up, 1 down go the Reds here in the top of the second. And that will bring up the catcher, Johnny Bench. So Bench, and on the replay, Bench is hitting 225, 4 homers, 11 RBIs. 110, he's going to ground to third, handled by Ontiveros. 2 up, 2 down. So Bonham, a little bit less shaky in the top of the second. Maybe he's got his legs under him. The 5-3 ground out goes Bench. He's gone, 2 down. For the shortstop, Dave Concepcion. Concepcion's on the replay, 196, 2 homers, 3 RBIs. 110, and that's a split chance. 1 to 3 is a double. 4 to 20 will be a single. It's an 18, so that is a single for Concepcion, a 2-out single. Keeps the inning going. And it will send up center fielder Cesar Geronimo, number 8 hitter in the lineup. Now, Concepcion's an ace stealer. If he gets the jump, he can go as a 19. So he's going to try to get the jump, but he has to roll a 2 through 5 to get the jump. And he does not. It's a 10. So no stolen base attempt for Concepcion. He won't try it. So it's Cesar Geronimo. He's hitting 381 on the replay, 2 homers and 5 RBI. So here is the D20 chance, and there's nothing happening. So now Geronimo, 4-9 against a lefty, and that's a split chance. 1 to 8's a single. 9 to 20, he's going to ground to Buckner. It's a 1, so it's a single, 1 star. So a Concepcion base hit followed by a Geronimo base hit. Puts runners at first and second with 2 outs. And what it does is it allows the pitcher, Zachary, to hit. He may not get a hit, but it does clear him out of the way so that in the third inning they can lead off with a Rose. But you never know. With the pitcher batting, anything is liable to happen. He's hitting pitcher hitting card number 2, but we roll the D20 first. Nothing happening there. Bonham, Zachary offensively. The computer doesn't say what he did offensively. It's a cumulative, so I don't know what he's doing offensively. On the season, he hit 141 with no homers and 1 RBI. So we'll check the D20. Nothing happening. I may have already rolled that. I don't remember. 6-9 off of Bonham's card. Look at this. An in-home run chance. Obviously, he has weak power, so it would only be a single, but it will drive in a run because it'll be 2 stars. And 11 through 20 is a double. He could drive in 2 runs. Let's see what happens here. It is a 6, which is a single. Would have been a home run had he had normal power, but it is a single with 2 stars. So Zachary helps his own cause with an RBI single. And all this with 2 outs and the base is empty. Just when I was saying that Bonham was getting his legs under him, he gives up 3 straight hits. This one a RBI single by the pitcher, no less, Pat Zachary. That will score Concepcion and move Geronimo to third base. And he's not out of the woodwork yet because now the order has flipped over to Pete Rose. Pete, 1 for 1. He doubled his first trip. Raised his average now to 222 on the replay. Nothing on the 20. We go to Rose against Bonham, 1-6. He's going to ground to second, and that's going to end the inning. But it's a profitable one for the Reds. They do pick up the first run of the game as they take a 1-0 lead. As I put this in the computer. All right, so that's going to do it for the Reds, but they do take that 1-0 lead, and Pat Zachary back out on the bump will be facing Bill Buckner. Let's get Zachary back out here. Let's find out what I did with this card. I got stuck in with the batters somehow. All right, so Zachary will be facing Bobby Mercer, and Mercer was really struggling a couple of games ago. He was under 100. but he had 2 great games, and now he's hitting 195 on the season. So 3 homers, 9 RBIs, 195 average for Mercer. And that is a 1-7 against a righty. He's going to draw a leadoff walk. And sometimes those leadoff walks can come back to bite you if you're the pitcher. So a leadoff walk to Mercer. Check his chances to steal. He stole 16 bases, but again, Zachary's a -1 and Bench is a -3, so that's a -4. Even if he gets the jump, it's a -6. It'd be a 50-50 chance, the best he could do. So I think they're going to just let Morales swing away. Morales on the season, hitting .410 with no homers and 3 RBI, but a .410 clip, so he's obviously a red-hot batter. 6-7, and he continues it. 1's a double, 2-20 is a single with 2 stars. So Morales does it again. A single for Morales. Mercer will trot over to third base. So runners are on the corners, nobody out. And back come the Cubbies. As the Wrigley faithful looking for some answers here to get the Cubs going. It will now be Manny Trio, the batter. Infield's at double play depth. They'll give up the run to get the out. Trio is hitting .324 on the replay with 1 homer, 6 RBI. Nothing on the 20. 111. That's a ballpark single, and that's 1-15. Remember, it's very good weather at Wrigley, so it's a 1-15 would be that single, and it is. It's a 9. So single for Trio, and that will bring home Mercer to tie the ball game. We are all tied at a run apiece. As Morales will stop at second on that ballpark single. It's only 1 star, so it is a single. Runners are now at first and second. Still nobody out. So the Cubs still think they can get some more runs. It'll be the third baseman switch hitting Steve Ontiveros up to the plate. I'm not sure how well the cards are showing in the shades. Let's see if I can move them over a little bit. Hopefully, whoops. Hopefully these will show up a little bit better now in the sunshine at Wrigley. All right, Ontiveros stepping to the plate. 242, no homers, 2 RBI. Roll the D20, nothing on the 20. Ontiveros, 6-7. He's a switch hitter batting left, 6-7. And look at this. 1-2 is a double, 3-20 is a single, 2 stars, so the run will score. Morales will score. It is a 15. I think it went off the thing there. It is a 15. And so a 15 is going to be a single, 2 stars for Ontiveros. That will score Morales and move Trio to third. And the Cubbies now take a 2-1 lead. Single goes to third, and Morales will score. So the Cubs are up 2-1 now. And that'll bring up catcher, number 8 hitter, George Mitterwald. Still nobody out, by the way, with runners at the corners. Mitterwald's hitting a lowly 167, no homers, 5 RBI. Nothing on the D20. 1-5 against the right-hander. And that is a single. So Mitterwald found a single right there. 1-5, it's a single. And with Geronimo's arm, they're not going to risk sending Ontiveros to third. They will hold him at second. Trio will come in to score. Cubs lead it 3-1. Still nobody out. And the pitcher's coming up, so it's a good time for him to bunt and try to move the runners up. So let's check the prowess of Bill Bonham bunting. Bill Bonham is an A bunter, so he's going to be a B bunter as we head to this. So we go to our bunt chart. Sacrifice bunt chart. He is a B bunter. We will roll all 3 and see what happens. It's a 4, so a 4 and a B bunter is speed. So speed says batter lays down a great bunt and has a chance to beat it out for a single. Roll 20-sided die, and if it falls within his running range, it's a single. Now the running range on the pitcher Bonham, the running rating is a 10. So if the D20 is a 1-10, he actually beats this thing out for a base hit. The 14 it is not, but it's a good sacrifice. And the sacrifice went to the catcher Bench. So Bench was able to make the play Throw to Morgan covering first for the out. Sacrifice goes 2 to 4. Runners move up to second and third. So we'll get the sacrifice bunt successfully done by Mr. Bonham. And now we go back to the top of the order for Ivan DeJesus. DeJesus, his first trip, first time up, he singled. Now runners are at second and third. The infield's going to play in. They want to cut the runoff with 1 out. So they're going to play in. Nothing on the 20. It is a 1-8. 1-8. Pop out to short, so the infield didn't have to be in. It was a pop out, so runners could not advance. So Zachary escapes one bit of trouble, but he still has one more bit of trouble to get through, and that's Jose Cardinal, although he is struggling this year. But anything can happen, and one single could mean 2 runs. Nothing on the 20. 4-2. 4-2 is a ground ball to Pete Rose at third. That's going to end the inning. So Zachary finishes out the inning, but 3 Cub runs come in. And at the end of 2 complete, it is the Cubs 3 and the Reds 1. As we put in this 5-3 on the computer. There we go. All right, so Zachary now is given a lead to work with. I'm sorry, Bonham is given a lead to work with, not Zachary. Bonham back out, and he'll be facing Ken Griffey. So let's do this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 order to make more sense. Let's do it that way. Again, the shadows are kind of creeping in on us. Hopefully this will show up okay. We'll do it like this. How about that? Okay. I'm playing in my living room because the wife is away, so got more room to lay up on the table and can be a little bit more boisterous because I'm not worried about disturbing anybody. So anyway, here is Mr. Griffey. And Griffey, his first trip up, he singled and was erased on a fielder's choice. 4-8 for Griffey. Bonham a lefty. Bonham's a righty. Griffey's a lefty. 4-8's a fly to center. And Griffey is retired. So we'll fly him out to center field. And what I may do now going forward is just play the game on the score sheet and come back to the computer later because I've already done. I just wanted to get the in-season batting averages, at least to be able to announce those for the first at-bat of each player. So I think I'm going to do to speed the game up a little bit more now is strictly go to the cards and the score sheet and not worry about the computer right now. All right, so 4-7. Morgan, Bonham's a lefty, righty, facing Morgan a lefty. It's a walk. And if you know the history of Joe Morgan, you know he is a threat to run. 4-6, he gets the jump. So let's see if he can get the jump. And he does. It's a 5, so he does get the jump. He'll be a 19. And we'll do Bonham's a +1, Mitterwald's a 0, so that's a 20. But he's being held, -2 makes it an 18. So 1 to 18, he will make it. It's a 20. Morgan gets thrown out. How do you like that? Must have slipped or something, but he is out of there. 2 to 6. He is thrown out trying to steal. That'll bring up George Foster. 2 outs, bases clear now. It is a 3-6 for Foster. 3-6 is a 1 to 10 single. Anything else, and he will ground to third. It's a single for Foster, a 2-out single. So Foster's aboard. He's not really a threat to run. And with Morgan just being thrown out, you'd figure you're not going to run him. Here's Dreesen, first baseman, Dan Dreesen. That's a 1, so it's a chance for a wild pitch. Bonham's wild pitch rating is a 2. And there is no wild pitch, so we go to Dreesen's at bat to finish. 4-6 against a lefty batter is a strikeout. And that's going to end the inning. Nothing doing for the Cincinnati Reds. We go to the bottom of the third. It is still 3-1 Cubs. And Zachary's going to come back out and see if he can't do a little bit better than he did last inning. He's going to have to deal with Billy Buck. Bill Buckner start things off. Buckner hit into a double play his first trip. Would like to atone for that. 6-9. He will not. He flies to left. But it's his first start back, so you got to give him time to get back in the swing of things, pardon the pun. Here's Bobby Mercer. It's a 6-10 off of Zachary. It's catcher X. So the catcher, in this case, is Johnny Bench. And Bench is a 1E4. 1E4, that is a 20, that is a 9. So we go to the catcher defense. Catcher defensive chart. 1 and a 20 is a G1, and he is an E4 with a 9. E4, there is no 9, so it's simply going to be a G1, which is a little dribbler to Bench, or in front of Bench, and he throws Mercer out, no problem. 2 up, 2 down, brings up the center fielder, the red-hot Jerry Morales, against Zachary. 3-10 from Morales. He fouls out to Rose, so not hot on that at bat. And the inning's over. So after 3 complete here at Wrigley, score is Chicago 3, Cincinnati 1. Okay, top of the 4th, hoping to move away from that sunlight and get a better clarity here. Let's see what happens. Johnny Bench against Bonham, 4-12. 4-12 against a right-hander is a walk. So leadoff walk to Bench. And he's definitely not a threat to steal. Stole 2 bases all year, got caught 4 times, so he's not going anywhere. We'll check the D20, make sure nothing's happening, and it's not. So now up is Dave Concepcion. And we get a 3-6 for Concepcion. 3-6 is a ground ball shortstop A. It's a double play, 6-4-3. So maybe they should have had something going, but didn't happen. Here's Geronimo. Sometimes you run yourself out of innings doing that too, so you have to be careful. You can't just run haphazard. 3-11 is a ground ball to second. Trio's got it. Innings over. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Still a 3-1 Cubs advantage. And Pat Zachary coming back out. We'll be facing Manny Trio. Manny Kingston Trio. 3-7, struck him out. So Manny Kingston Trio struck up the band with a strikeout on that one. With the whiff, 1 away for Steve Onoveros, switch hitting third baseman. To 2-6 for Onoveros. 2-6, a 1-6 is a double. 7-20 is a single. And that's 20, so it's a single for Onoveros. He is aboard with 1 away. For the catcher, George Mitterwald. Check the 20, nothing happening. Mitterwald, 1-9, struck him out. So Mitterwald is out on strikes, 2 down. And that'll bring up the pitcher, Bill Bonham, off of pitcher hitting card number 4 for Mr. Bonham. Check the 20, nothing happening. Bonham off his own card, 1-7. Strikes him out. My defensive chart falls down. Struck him out to end the inning. So Zachary trying to get himself back in order, and he does so here with 2 scoreless innings in a row. Right now, at the end of 4, it is the Cubs 3 and the Reds 1. And we'll go to the top of the 5th. Bonham will be facing the pitcher, Zachary, to lead things off. Zachary singled his first trip up, an RBI single as a matter of fact. So the only run of the game for the Reds. 6-7 against the pitcher Bonham. Ground ball second base X, that is Trio. He's a 2, E30. 2-17, he'll get to that. E30 and a 6. E30, there is no 6, it's a good play. And Zachary is retired. Back to the top of the order for Pistol Pete Rose. Actually, not Pistol Pete, that was Maravich, but Pete Rose. 6-8, switch hitter batting left. 6-8, 1-8's a double, 9-20's a single. So Pete looking to get things started for the Reds, and it's a double. So it's a 1-out double for Pete Rose. He doubled to lead off the game. He's doubled again. He's 2 for 3, trying to get his team a spark. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Ken Griffey. Griffey, nothing on the 20. 1-6 for Griffey. He singles his 2 stars. And that'll cut the lead to 3-2 as Ken Griffey singles in Pete Rose. Lead is cut to 3-2, and Griffey is obviously a threat to run. 2 through 5 to get a jump. He does not get the jump, so he will not run. And that'll bring up Joe Morgan, and Morgan historically did not like people running in front of him, so maybe that's to his advantage. We'll see. Nothing on the 20. 4-2. 4-2 is a fly ball center field, and there's 2 down. Griffey will retreat to first. 2 down for George Foster. The ever dangerous George Foster hit 52 home runs in real life in 1977. So he does here 5-6. 5-6 is a ground ball to short, handled by DeJesus. Innings over. But the Reds do strike for 1 thanks to the double by Rose and the single by Griffey. Go to the bottom of the 5th. It's now 3-2 Cubs. And leading things off will be Ivan DeJesus, shortstop. 1 for 2. He singled and popped to short. 1-4. Ground ball to short. That's out number 1. It's handled by Concepcion. Brings up Jose Cardinal. Jose Cardinal, 0 for 2. Fielder's choice and a grounder to third. 3-11. He's going to ground to short. He's now 0 for 3. So Concepcion handles the first 2 chances. No problem. Cubs 2 up, 2 down for Billy Buck. Billy Buck looking for his first hit of the season. He's grounded into a double play and fly to left. 4-7. He's going to draw a walk, so he does get his first appearance on the base paths. He's no threat to steal, so they won't even worry about that. But Bobby Mercer is up. We'll roll the 20. Nothing on the 20. So Mercer, he's walked and grounded into bench. 1-7. He's going to walk again. Puts 2 on with 2 out for the dangerous Jerry Morales. Morales has singled and fouled to Rose at third. And there's a 1, but there's no wild pitch chance for Zachary, so we ignore that and go straight to Morales. 3-6. Struck him out, and the inning is over. So Zachary, keeping his team in the game, it is now 3-2 as we head to the 6th. And now we need to start looking at point of weakness, as both pitchers, 6 is their point of weakness. So they're both going to be starting their point of weakness inning. So we'll keep an eye on that pretty closely. Dan Dreesen, first baseman, is going to lead things off for the Reds here to start the 6th. And Dreesen's 0 for 2, grounded to second and struck out. 5-6, he's a lefty. It's a fly to right. 1 away, he's 0 for 3. So Bonham takes care of Dreesen to start the top of the 6th. Here's Johnny Bench. Mr. No runs, no drips, no errors. Mr. Blue Emu himself, 4-6. Struck him out. Now there's a dot there, but he's not tired yet, so the strikeout will be a good one. And Bench will grab some bench, and there's 2 down. Here's Dave Concepcion. Shortstop, Concepcion singled and grounded into a double play. Did score a run back in the 2nd. 2-7 for Concepcion is a 1-10 single chance. 11-20, Onaveros will catch the liner. It's a 9, so it sneaks by Onaveros for a 2-out single for Concepcion. Now, would he try to steal? He could. He's got a 19 there, so it's 2 through 5 to see if he can get the jump. And he does, so he will attempt to steal. He's a 19, and we already know that the aggregate on the pitcher and catcher is +1, makes him a 20. -2 is an 18. Same thing that Morgan had when he got caught. We rolled a 20, but this time it's good to go. Stolen base for Concepcion. He is now in scoring position with 2 outs for Geronimo. Now the question is, do they intentionally walk Geronimo and pitch to Zachary? You can better believe it. So Geronimo, actually the stolen base took the bat right out of his hands. And now Zachary will come up to bat. Roll the D20, nothing happening. It is a 4-4. It's ground ball shortstop X. That is DeJesus. And DeJesus is a 2 E36. 2-19, he'll get to that. That's a 4. We'll check E36 and make sure there's no 4. E36, there is no 4. So it is a good play. DeJesus fields it, and the inning is over. So perhaps that time it was not wise to steal because it took the bat right out of Geronimo's hands with the pitcher coming up. So, but hindsight again can be 20/20. So Zachary will lead off or start out the bottom of the 6th. His point of weakness inning is Manny Trio. 6'10". 6'10 is a catcher X. That is Bench. And we know Bench, obviously a Gold Glove caliber catcher. And he is a 1 E4. Alright, that is a total of 15. 15 and E4. There's a 16 on an E4. Look at this. On a 4, there's a 16 and a 17, but not a 15. So Bench was able to make the play. Dribbler in front of the plate, and he throws Trio out, 1 away. For the switch-hitting third baseman, Steve Ontiveros. Ontiveros, 2 for 2, 2 singles. 5-8. He's a switch hitter batting left, 5-8. He's going to get another hit. 1-2 is a triple. 3-20 is a double. It's a triple for Steve Ontiveros. A 1-out triple. He is now 3 for 3. And let's see how many triples he had on the season. He had 3 on the season, so it wasn't like he never had a triple. Now the infield's going to have to come in for Mitterwald. See what he can do. 18, nothing on the 20. So pitch to Mitterwald, 6-7. And that's going to be a base hit, so that run's going to score, infield in or not. One's a single, anything else. I'm sorry, one's a double, anything else is a single. So it's an RBI single for Mitterwald. He gets the RBI, and the Cubs get that run back they gave up in the previous inning and claim a 2-run lead again. It's 4-2 with the pitcher spot coming up. So 4-2, and you've got Bonham coming up. Bonham, with 1 out, is going to attempt a sacrifice bunt. Seems to be the play. Smart play to do. It's a 9. Oops, it's 9, and he is a B bunter. A bunter, but B bunter with him expecting it. So a 9. B bunter 9 is a good sacrifice. The white die is a 1. That means it went to the pitcher. So it's a sacrifice bunt back to Zachary. He will throw to Morgan covering second. 1-4 officially on the sacrifice. So 2 down, runner in scoring position for Ivan DeJesus. DeJesus. 20, nothing happening there. 2-2 for DeJesus. It's a single, but he's going to get bit by the clutch rating because of the runner in scoring position and 2 outs. That's in the clutch range, so it's not going to be a single to left. It's going to be a pop-up too short. And the inning is over. So DeJesus fails in the clutch, but the Cubs don't fail to score in the 6th. And at the end of 6, it's 4-2 Cubbies. Bill Bonham back out, and he will be facing Pete Rose to lead things off. Rose, a 5-6. Switch hitter batting left, 5-6 is a fly to right. So Rose is out of there. 1 away for Ken Griffey. And the bullpen for the Cubs is loosening. Willie Hernandez, lefty, is in the bullpen. 2-4 for Griffey against a righty. 2-4. 1-13 is a homer. 14-20 is a triple. It's an 18. It's a triple for Griffey. He's now 3 for 4. 2 singles and a triple. And that will bring up Joe Morgan. Infield's going to lay back. They want to get the out. Keep that lead. We'll roll to 20. Make sure nothing's happening. It is not. 1-6. Fly ball center field B question mark. So this could be a sacrifice fly. And with Griffey's speed, it probably will be. The fly ball goes to center field. Morales' arm. He is a -3, however, so that's potentially a problem. Griffey runs at a 17. And we'll pause and get the rules on that. Okay, so it's runner speed, outfield arm +2. So Griffey's a 17. The outfield arm is a -3. For Morales, makes it a 14, but then you add 2, makes it a 16. So 1-16, he will score. That's good enough odds for Sparky. He's going to try it. And it's good. Sacrifice fly to center field by Morgan. And that will bring across the run to make it a 4-3 game. So they're within 1, but now the bases are clear for George Foster. But he can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. 5-11. 5-11's a ball. I'm sorry, 5-11's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. But the run scores, and we hit the 7th inning stretch. It is the Cubs 4 and the Reds 3. Okay, bottom of the 7th, the Reds have summoned Dale Murray from the bullpen, right-hander. He will face Jose Cardinal to lead things off. 5-3 against a right-hander is a fly ball left field X. That's George Foster. And we'll check Foster's defensive prowess. He is a 3-E-3. A 3-E-3 for the left fielder. 3 and an 8 should be a good play. 3 and an 8 for the outfielder. 3 and an 8 is a F1. And he is an E3. E3. That total there is a 12. There is no 12 on the E3, so it's a good play for Foster as he hauls in the fly by Cardinal, 1 away. That will bring up Billy Buckner. Billy Buck, still looking for his first hit of the season. 6'10 lefty against Murray the righty. 6'10 is a ballpark single, so he might get it because the singles are 1-15 here at Wrigley. But he does not. It's an 18, so that's just the luck Buckner has right now. Lines to second for out number 2. Brings up Bobby Mercer. Mercer, a 2-4. 2-4, he's going to fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So at the end of 7 complete, score remains Cubs 4 and the Reds 3. Timeout for a new Cubs pitcher. Okay, new pitcher for the Cubs is Bruce Sutter. There's also been a double switch. So Bruce Sutter, rather than have him bat 9th, he's going to hit 2nd. And Jose Cardinal has been removed from the game. Morales will move from center field to left field, and batting 9th will be the new center fielder, Joe Wallace. He's a 2 defender, whereas Cardinal was a 4. So this is a defensive move as well as moving Sutter down in the lineup. So Sutter's going to face Dan Dreesen to lead off the 8th inning. 4-7, Sutter against the lefty. 4-7, 1-9's a single. Anything else, he will ground to trio. It's a 9, so it is a base hit. Leadoff single for Dreesen. And the Reds now may have something cooking. Dreesen stole 31 bases, so he's certainly going to give it a go. -1 hold rating for Sutter, but let's see if he can get the jump first of all before we worry about that. He needs a 6, 2 through 6, and he got it, so it's got the jump. It's a 17. -1 is a 16. -2 for being held is a 14. So 1-14, and he makes it. Stolen base for Dreesen. So he's in scoring position for Johnny Bench with nobody out. Sutter hanging on, clinging desperately to this lead. Nothing on the D20. It is a 4-10. That's a strikeout. So Sutter gets a big strikeout of Bench, 1 away. And that will bring up Dave Concepcion. And we're getting close to the pitcher spot, so there'll be a pinch hitter for Murray when that comes around. If it happens this inning. Nothing on the D20. 4-7, 1-9's a double. Anything else, he will fly to center, but a 1-9, we've got a tie game. And we do, it's a double, so it's a tie game as Concepcion doubles off Sutter. And Sutter has his first blown save of the season. We are tied at 4 apiece here in the top of the 8th. That'll bring up Geronimo. Geronimo, whoops. Let's re-roll this on the, keep it on the board here. 20, nothing happened on the 20. Here's Sutter. 4-5. 1-2 is a triple. Anything else is a fly to right. It is a fly to right, out number 2. And now we're at the pitcher spot, so we'll get a pinch hitter for the reliever Murray. He will not hit, obviously. And they'll go to their bench, and they'll go to a left-hander, Mike Lum. So Mike Lum, the lefty, is going to pinch hit for Murray in a big spot, trying to put the Reds in the lead. Nothing on the 20. It's a 6-6 against a lefty. 6-6 is a strikeout, and that's going to end the inning. But the Reds tie the game here in the 8th on that big base hit by Concepcion. That big double has done it. And now we'll take a timeout for new Reds pitcher. New Reds pitcher is Pedro Bourbon facing Jerry Morales to start off the bottom of the 8th. 1-12. Hit by pitch plus injury, but I'm not doing injuries in an as-played replay, so and I'm not even going to take him out this game either. I just ignore injuries completely when I'm doing a replay. Just the way I do it. He's hit by the pitch. We'll check trio. Nothing happening for trio. 111. Maybe should have bunted. We'll see. 111. Ballpark single check, though. That's a good sign. 1 to 15 is a single. And he does it. So it's a single for trio. Puts the first two on. And Mr. Bourbon having a little issues here. Ontiveros, he's not a good bunter, so they're going to have him swing away. Nothing on the 20. 6-2 is a switch hitter batting left. It's a strikeout. So Ontiveros out on strikes. That'll bring up Mitterwald, the catcher, facing Bourbon. Nothing on the 20. 4-11 against a right-hander. Fly ball left field X. That is George Foster. And Foster, get the roll here. Foster is a 3-E3. 3 and 8 is a good play. Let's check the, see, 3 and 8 is an F1, and he's an E3 with a 9. There is no 9, it's a good play. 2 down. And that'll send us to Joe Wallace. He came in the double switch, because it would have been Suter's turn to bat had we not done that. So we're switch hittering Wallace, 3-4. He draws a walk. It's going to load the bases. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs. And it's Ivan De Jesus coming to the plate. In a big spot here against Bourbon. 10. Nothing happening there. 2-11. It's a ballpark single check for De Jesus. 1 to 15. It's a 2. It's a base hit for De Jesus. 1 run will score as Morales comes in, and the Cubs reclaim the lead by the score of 5-4. Still 2 outs and the bases are loaded.